What's up, Doulos? I miss you guys. I miss seeing you every Monday night. Wish that we could all be together again, but wait, we are going to be together again because tonight, this being Monday night at 7:30, we are going to do Doulos online. So I'm sure by now you have heard about the Zoom video conference, that session that we'll be doing. So hope you guys definitely check us out for that. We're still going to have as much as possible the normal kind of format. So we're going to do praise and worship followed by small groups. And be sure to check that out. Once again, 7:30 tonight. And I also hope that you guys, number one, have been practicing your appropriate social distancing. Come on, let's make sure we're doing that. But number two, I hope that you have been enjoying the devotionals that we've been doing the past couple of days. So today's devotional is going to focus on Matthew chapter 10. And while I was reading this, a few verses really kind of stuck out to me, so I was hoping we could kind of cover that today. So I would like to look at verses 27 through 31. So Matthew 10. So starting with verse 27. This is Jesus talking. He says, "Whatever I tell you in the dark, speak in the light. And what you hear in the ear, preach on the housetops. And do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. But rather fear him who is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a copper coin? And not one of them falls to the ground apart from your Father's will. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Do not fear, therefore. You are of more value than many sparrows." So while I was reading that, just a few verses really just kind of stood out to me, and specifically when he talks about like the hairs on their head being numbered. And it's just an amazing thing to think about, like God takes the time to do something as, I don't know, minute or insignificant, one may say, as numbering how many hairs you have on your head. Now if you're, like me, maybe that's a little bit easier to tell, right? But for someone else, think about the thousands or probably millions, maybe hundreds of thousands. I don't even know how many hairs an average person has on their head. And for God to take the time to be able to really know that is pretty amazing. He doesn't just know how many hairs you have on your head, but he knows how many hairs billions of people across this world have on their head. And the fact that he will take time to do that and to know that, I think really just speaks to like how detail oriented he is. And I think about that, and I think about how in this verse Jesus is referencing sparrows, and how the fact that not one sparrow falls to the ground without your Father knowing about it. Now, obviously you're of more value than a sparrow, right? God didn't send his son to die for a bird, but he sent his son to die for you. And I think especially during times like this, when we're just living in a world that's facing an incredible amount of fear, anxiety, an incredible amount of just uncertainty about what's going to happen, what's the latest announcement that's going to be made, or how this is going to affect me. I'm sure many of you have been affected either through maybe being laid off from work or just not knowing what's coming next. It's a scary time for a lot of people, but I just thank God that we have hope, right? We have hope in Jesus. We have hope in his love for us, and we can rest in that. And verses like this really just help me to remember just how much he loves you. If he's willing to count the number of hairs on your head, something that is not an incredibly significant thing, how much more the more important details of life. And the fact that God knows the beginning from the end. So this virus, everything that's happening, the response that's happening to it, it's a surprise very much to me, but it's not at all a surprise to God. And I just hope that's something that we can all remember. And just the fact that he knows your tomorrow. He knows what tomorrow holds, and he loves you. So the one who loves you more than anyone else on this earth ever will has already seen what you're going to face tomorrow, and he already knows what lies ahead. And if you just take time, I hope this week and throughout the day, to just really meditate on that. Like, what do you really have to fear when you think about it? When God knows what's coming and he knows how to protect you, he knows how to position you. What's left to fear? What's left to worry about? The fact that he sent his son to die for you, what is there left? What will he not do for you? Will he withhold healing from you? Will he withhold protection from you? No, he gave up the best that he has already, so what is everything else? So I hope you guys will just take some time to meditate on those few verses just throughout this day, and really just to think about that. And when those thoughts come of just being afraid or of being fearful, just take time and think about his love, because it's his perfect love that'll cast out every fear. It's not so much our love for him, right? Our love for him is going to go up and down throughout the week, but his love for us is steady, is constant, is consistent, and it's never ending. And he will always love you, and he will always be there for you. He will always protect you. So I miss you guys very much. I love you guys very much. And once again, I really hope that I'm able to see you guys tonight online, 7:30, Zoom conference call. It's going to be fun. Be there. Continue to practice that social distancing, all right? And I look forward to the day when we can all gather together and return to days of normalcy. So, love you guys. See you soon. God bless you.